Let's get this party started, bro. Like, are you ready, bro? Hey, no racist. No racist jokes. No racist jokes. Never say never. Terrifying DMT and crazy.
As a YouTuber, one of my biggest inspirations are all the weird nooks and crannies that exist on this website.
So we are watching the AI, what? Wastelands of YouTube Shorts.
I love looking into stuff like creepy videos with no views, deep YouTube, the weird stuff on YouTube Kids. I feel like finding the dark side of a platform that you interact with every day is always an interesting concept. So when I decided to cover YouTube Shorts, I expected it would go much like my other videos exploring the other facets of YouTube. I was expecting to find some creepy, unexplained videos, some strange accounts that might end up being ARGs or art projects, and maybe the odd mystery. But what I found instead completely subverted my expectations. It was honestly a little shocking. I had heard that AI was becoming an increasingly big problem on YouTube. In fact, YouTube even recently implemented some changes to their monetization guidelines to address the problem of AI content on this platform. But speaking as somebody who basically exclusively watches long-form videos, I was expecting this change to be because of trends like QCat AI or all the AI creepypasta narration channels. Little did I know, the problem of AI slop on YouTube is very much centered around YouTube Shorts. When I first loaded it up and started scrolling, I was expecting to see the same sort of content that I saw on TikTok back when I did a video about that platform. But what I saw instead was an endless barrage of AI-generated junk. Don't get me wrong, the visuals in the videos themselves very often weren't AI-generated, but the narrations and the scripts very obviously were. And I don't mean like an odd AI-generated video within a sea of legit content. No, I mean the majority of videos I came across on YouTube Shorts were AI slop. Almost every clip I scrolled on followed the exact same weird format, with the same uncanny, awkward voiceovers and overly stimulating brain rot editing. These videos often get surprisingly esoteric and surreal, not just in their strange visuals and storylines, but also the weird trends they all seem to follow, which I guess kind of fits in with the theme of my channel. But the main point I want to focus on today is the downfall of this section of YouTube, or as I like to call it, the AI apocalypse of YouTube Shorts. But why is this happening? Why are so many accounts making these strange videos, and why does this only seem to be happening on YouTube and not on TikTok or Instagram? To answer those questions, and we are going to answer them, we've got to start at the beginning. When YouTube Shorts first launched in 2020, it wasn't exactly a passion project from anybody in Google, but rather a feature that the company was pretty much forced to implement. TikTok had been exploding in popularity, and it was clear short-form vertical content that you could just mindlessly scroll through on your phone just may be the future of online video. Every other major player in the social media space would implement some sort of short-form content section on their platform. Even Reddit now lets you scroll through videos in the same manner as TikTok. With YouTube being the video platform on the internet, it was no surprise that they too would eventually become part of this new online video paradigm. For the first few years of its existence, the content on YouTube Shorts didn't really differ very much from the other short-form video platforms it was competing with. The only real difference was that YouTubers would often make shorts specifically to advertise their long-form content, which was a trend that was obviously much more pronounced on YouTube than any other platform. Another interesting unique quality on YouTube Shorts was that all vertical videos uploaded to YouTube at any point in time that were less than 3 minutes long were automatically converted into shorts in November 2024, meaning you can scroll past shorts on YouTube that date all the way back to 2011, making the back catalog on this platform much older than its competitors. In the last year or so, though, a new trend began picking up steam on YouTube Shorts. Not one that was necessarily unique to the platform, but one that definitely appears to be much more prominent on Shorts in particular compared to every other short-form video. AI-generated slop. Now when I say that, I don't necessarily mean completely AI-generated videos or slideshows of AI-generated images. Those definitely are there as well, but I'm talking about something that's a little more subtle and hard to notice. Like I said earlier, I never really got into watching short-form content personally, so when I decided to research a video about horror YouTube Shorts, my plan was to go in with a fresh account and start scrolling until I find some interesting stuff. This sort of blind research usually takes a while to do, and I was ready to dedicate a significant amount of time to it, but I almost immediately began to notice a trend. It seems like every video I scrolled past showed some clip that can only be described as a sort of internet highlight, like the sort of thing you would see while scrolling through Instagram or Twitter. Just random, vaguely interesting clips with some sort of mass appeal to them. All of these videos will be accompanied by awkward but well-recorded dialogue explaining what was happening, with extremely stimulating editing, complete with subtitles, sound effects, and clip transitions flying by seemingly every few seconds. While a little stilted, the narration would always explain what was going on in the clip in a way that was obviously trying to keep the user watching, usually alluding to something intriguing that was about to happen in the clip. And then, the videos would often just kind of stop. Sometimes something interesting would happen, and then the video would end immediately after without having any sort of resolution. It's a little hard to describe, so I'm just going to show you an example.
This dad made the biggest mistake ever, because when he challenged his track athlete son to a race and was confident that he still had it, he didn't realize dad's strength doesn't apply to running. Just wait till you see what happens.
So that video is 14 seconds long. 12 seconds is spent setting up the situation for the viewer, acting as a sort of introduction and not really anything more. A grand 2 seconds at the very end is spent rewarding the viewer with the payoff, and the clip just kind of ends during it. May the details described in the intro, how it was a race between a father and son, and how that son was a track athlete, are essentially unnecessary details that are irrelevant to what actually happens in the video. And on top of that, happens in the clip. The narrator says that it's a race between a dad and a son, but only as dad runs with his sons cheering him on. It's clearly not a race. Different channel. Minus the bad narration and brain rot editing, we can see that this is described as a dad failing when trying to do a long jump, which is a much more sensible description for this video that's completely different than the brain rot remix of it. It made me wonder, why would somebody take this video and just make a worse version of it, with an added dose of dishonesty on top of that? I mean, can you believe that somebody would just lie on the internet like that? The account that posted that video is called Snap, and they have many other uploads, all of which are just videos farmed from other parts of the internet with bad editing and lazy narration. That dialogue, by the way, while it may sound real, is actually generated with AI, specifically with the service called 11 Moves, but we'll get more into how these videos are made in a little bit. Every clip here is basically the same. There's always an overly elaborate setup, often with irrelevant details, and the payoff to that setup is always unsatisfying. While in the first video we talked about, something did happen at the end of it, sometimes nothing happens and the video is just completely pointless. I'm not kidding. Like, look at this video for example.
This girl was just a few inches away from winning the championship, but then stumbles over the cones and is quickly losing her lead. But what she did next was absolutely crazy.
The video is obviously trying to show you how this track athlete tripped but was able to recover and somersault over the finish line. But they show that happening 3 times while alluding to something more that's supposedly gonna happen. But nothing does, and they just show the same clip for a 4th time, and then the video ends abruptly. This sort of editing and writing style is engaging, but when you don't leave...
First they came for our entertainment, movies, TV. Much of it is unwatchable now, pretty much ruined. And then they moved on to video games. We've talked about it many times. Video games started to feel like propaganda. Many IPs destroyed.
Welcome. I'm Nicantros. If you've been following Some Ordinary Gamers or Mutahar's behavior the past year or so, you might have noticed that something is up. He quits Twitter suddenly, causing people to panic, and then rejoins Twitter quietly months later. He says he won't buy a Nintendo Switch 2, and then instantly buys one when it comes out. There was even that time he disavowed his longtime friend, Naxtaku, but then he took the video down and apologized. Apparently he overreacted to a video criticizing him for watching lowly hentai with Naxtaku, and not for anything else.
Wait, you showed
Yeah.
more in those videos?
That's a video I'm still working on, and this video you're about to watch right now is a little appetizer I've cut out of its body of research, because it was getting too bloated, as it is. Anyway, despite dealing with drama, not only did Mutahar turn to drama, he decided to join forces with Ethan Klein to go after Hassan Piker. It's an odd choice because Ethan doesn't exactly have the highest opinion of Mutahar.
Do you have the part where Mutahar runs outside with a gun?
I don't, but
I'm like, Boogie's not even the craziest one in that room still. There's a point where Mutahar goes, oh shit, is someone stealing my car? And he runs outside with a gun. Then he comes in 30 seconds later and goes, oh no, it's chill, it's just my brother.
Oh my
Like,
god.
this pseudo badass weird fucking shtick he's doing is not it. And frankly, he's so mean-spirited and nasty, and he has this weird thing where he needs to act like cool and that he's so successful and rich. He tells Boogie, dude, why don't you upload more? I upload every day and YouTube's not even my job. I was like, shut the fuck up, bro. I think he thinks his real job is being a day trader. I might be wrong about that, but I mean, that's pretty funny. But like, yes it is. Shut up, bro. Uploading every day. I really got turned off by Mutahar in that one, man. Really did.
So Mutahar is a poser, and he lies about having a job outside of YouTube. Those are pretty heavy accusations. But who has the time to watch through over a decade of videos and streams to check if he's telling a consistent story? I certainly don't, but I know a much faster way of achieving the same end result with only a few hours of effort. I can just search all of his video transcripts at once for certain keywords and timeline the claims he's made.
I play video games and scratch my balls most days when I'm not working. I wake up, I scratch my balls, I do my job, and then I fucking play some video games. I wake up, scratch my balls, play some Mass Effect, make a video, and like do some of my stock work, and that's it. I wake up, I scratch my balls, and I play some Mass Effect, okay? I wake up every day, I do my job, I scratch my balls, I play around with Linux, some video games, and that's my life, dude.
Before we get into it, isn't this stalking? Isn't this a violation of privacy? No. I am going by information Mutahar has made public through pieces of media he's voluntarily published on his YouTube channel, or public media appearances he has consented to. I'm also using information from a video that shows his LinkedIn page, which is something he seems to be cool with. He can do whatever he wants in his private life, but if he's claiming to be a doctor or an engineer to make his perspectives more valuable to an audience, validating the truthfulness of these claims about his life become a matter of public interest. If a history channel was receiving undisclosed funding from a foreign state, publishing that information would be in the public interest, even if that knowledge was gained through violations of privacy. Violating someone's privacy to humiliate them by exposing their porn browsing habits would not be in the public interest. But I haven't gone there, and I don't need to. I also completely disavow and denounce any kind of harassment or actual stalking behavior. Based on my findings, Mutahar has consistently claimed that YouTube isn't his job.
Hey, YouTube isn't my job. Thank God my job isn't YouTube. YouTube is not my job. YouTube is not my job. YouTube is not my...
Girlfriend recently moved into our new house. It's honestly the home we've been dreaming of. Perfect fit for us. We have a cat named Bella, whom we rescued together, so everything felt perfect when we first moved in.
Wow, first blood.
The only downside at first was the house to our right. It looked abandoned, as the owner had started renovating it but never finished. The layout of the house is such that on our right there's a space for the entrance to our back garden, and next to that is the abandoned house's entrance to its back garden. There's no fence separating the two, as the owner removed it to install a new one but never completed the job, leaving both back gardens with open access. Behind the abandoned house is another property separated by a fence. From what we could see, several young men lived there. Occasionally, when we returned home, we'd see them cutting through the neighbor's back garden to reach the front of the street. We didn't think much of it at first. Maybe they knew the owner and had permission. Fast forward to our first night in the new house. We were sitting in the back garden, enjoying the space, and looked up at the houses behind us, just out of curiosity. That's when we noticed a man staring blankly at us through the window. He wasn't hiding, made it very obvious. There was no expression on his face, and the room was dark, which made the whole thing even more unsettling. We assumed he was just curious about his new neighbors, but after just an hour of that blank stare, we decided to go inside. The next few days were work, my fiancé continued unpacking. One night, we decided to sit in the garden again. It was dark. We enjoyed looking at the stars and having deep conversations, until we heard the makeshift wooden board fence being moved. 3 men appeared, standing there, staring at us. "Are you okay?" I asked, knowing they wouldn't leave unless I said something. The youngest looking one, around 29, was holding a big bag, and we had no idea what was inside. He offered us some stolen washing up tablets, which we declined. I made a joke about it because the situation felt so awkward. He smiled and said okay, and then they left. What struck me was how they just let themselves into our garden without saying anything, like as if they had every right to be there. We went back inside, thinking it was a one-off, but it all started.
YouTuber Yusuf Ahmadi, who currently has over
This is 6 most disturbing abandoned building encounters caught on camera.
650,000 subscribers, uploaded this video on
I'm gonna try this one.
the 7th of June, 2016. He was told by one of his viewers about a building which was rumored to host occult practices and had satanic symbols around it. Many also believed that the place was a bando for illegal dealings, and the creepy vibe around the place was created on purpose to keep curious people like Yusuf away from it. Apparently, the area had tight security too, about which Yusuf tells his viewers that it wasn't his first time trying to get into the property and record evidence.
Gone before, and when we've tried to get in, we've had police calling us, and the place has tight security, it's a tight community.
And they had to flee the scene. As Yusuf and his partner got inside the property, the place, as expected, seemed to have an eerie vibe to it. And the two of them had a feeling that they were being watched. As they advanced with their exploration, creepy things started to unfold, some of which they didn't even notice. Subscribers started to talk about them in the comments. Spots where dried bloodstains could be seen. Satanic symbols also turned out to be true. But little did they know, the worst was yet to come.
Is that blood?
10 matches this one like it is done. Hey, I need to leave and check. How many combos?
Oh my days! Oh shit!
Supply been the support legend.
Come back! Fucking hurry up!
Yusuf notices a foldable ladder with bloodstains on it that led to a porch of probably some back door. He decides to go ahead and look where do the bloodstains lead to, and climbs the ladder, and that's when he comes across a bizarre scene that made his skin crawl. It was a lifeless body of a person lying there, covered in a white sheet that had spots of blood on it. Without a second thought, the two decide to get out of that place as soon as possible, because obviously, after coming across such a horrifying sight, you don't know if you can get out of a place like that alive. Yusuf clarifies that they made it out of that place safely and immediately informed the cops. And what happened after is still unknown to even the YouTuber himself, as there were no updates provided by the cops to him into the matter. YouTube channel Exploration Unknown, that is run by John, had this video uploaded in September of 2020, in which he was exploring an abandoned altar in the middle of the woods with his friend Tim. As the video begins, they can be heard talking about being unsure if the land they are about to intrude was private or public.
It's supposed to be public land.
This is private property, bro.
Well, maybe it's like this over here, somebody's private property. And I know this over here should be like public land.
And without stressing this matter too much, they proceed with their inspection of the area, which was a decision that was about to haunt them for the rest of their lives. The following footage that you're about to watch is highly disturbing, and even managed to get me anxious the first time I watched it. Take a look for yourselves.
And I. It's all of us.
Saw something behind you.
Need something? I'm sure we can come to an agreement.
Scar. Shh. Lad. They were waiting. Right there. Shh. Get down. Oh god, dude, we gotta get here.
This is your champion.
Fight again.
He shut the engine off. Oh god, he's getting nailed.
I'm the jump master. Don't worry, I'll take care of it.
We gotta get out of here.
I'm the jump master. Please should go without saying.
Go.
Can you feel the speed? Oh God, yeah, baby.
Jimmy, you okay? Get up, go. Are you hit? Oh god,
What's going on? Run.
A few minutes into the video, a man shows up in a car right behind them who seemed to be the owner of the property that John and Tim had trespassed. And as soon as he got out of his car, John realizes that the person is accompanied by a gun in his hands.
Oh god.
First blood already.
Now this is a setting where you don't want to be stuck in, because if you think about it, you don't know if the person will open fire at you if you try to calm them down, which would reveal your location in the dark. Being silent too would only make things worse, as it would make it even more uncertain for the person with the deadly weapon in hand. As it happened for the two, they decided to make a run for it as the property owner blindly opened fire at them. Not so far into their way to safety, Tim can be seen lying on the ground as if one of the randomly aimed shots hit him.
We gotta get out of here. Okay. Go.
Attention. Evil harvesters are on. Enemy over there. Go let them see you.
Are you hit? Oh god, run.
But luckily it turned out that he just tripped over on his own. And to everyone's relief, they made it out of that place safe and sound in one piece. Ridgely Hospital was a women's psychiatric facility located in Lancaster, UK. It operated for nearly a century, from 1916 until its closure in 2013. The hospital became well known as one of the first psychiatric institutions in the UK to advocate for the humane treatment of patients struggling with mental illness. Over the years, Ridgely housed thousands of individuals and employed relatively modern treatments for its time, including electroconvulsive therapy, to help patients with conditions ranging from severe depression to obsessive behavior and manic episodes. In April 2022, YouTuber Exploring with Tom visited the abandoned hospital in the middle of the night, along with 3 of his friends. Throughout their visit, they were noticeably loud and seemed unaware of their surroundings. Not exactly the safest or smartest approach when exploring a place like this. It's important to remember that many abandoned hospitals and similar sites are still considered government property, making it illegal to
The
trespass.
squads are gone. Good.
But beyond the legal risks, disturbing a squatter's makeshift home by being obnoxiously loud could lead to far worse consequences. While inside, the group hears strange noises coming from one of the rooms. Curious, they call out to see if anyone is there. And that's when things take a disturbing turn.
Hello? Jump drive in position. Hold on, I need to heal.
Magician guy.
Tell your friends.
What you want?
What is happening with this?
As soon as one of them shouts into the dark, a man's scream erupts from inside the room. Without a second thought, Tom and his friends take off running straight back to their car.
Obviously.
But here's the chilling part. The man doesn't just let them go. He actually chases them all the way back to the vehicle. To this day, no one knows who the man was, or what were his intentions. One theory repeated in the comments is that he may have been a homeless person who'd made the hospital his shelter, and was angered by the group's loud and reckless behavior. After all, it can't be pleasant to have 4 rowdy teenagers burst into what you consider your home, shouting, laughing, and swearing in the dead of night. Still, it's a good thing they were able to get away without getting hurt. YouTuber Jared Coker Urbex uploaded this highly unsettling video on the 6th of March 2022. He was exploring an abandoned factory in Wichita, Kansas, which used to manufacture dog treats back when it was running. Jared's exploration was going seamlessly, and to be honest, the abandoned place was surprisingly fascinating, filled with intriguing remnants from the time it used to operate. But the peaceful part of the exploration only lasted until Jared noticed a car coming through the gates of the factory's premises.
Upgrade shows. If only I could have taken both. Rolling jump drive.
I really do gotta get out of here now. I don't like that.
It was at this moment that Jared realized that he might get in trouble if the person roaming around notices him, and he makes the decision of getting out of that place as soon as possible without getting caught. But unfortunately, as he was tracking the car, it was driven around to the other side of the building away from where Jared could see it, which means that now he doesn't know where did the person go, and where could they end up crossing paths with him as he tries to get out of that place. As he takes a look out another window, Jared sees a man walking around in the woods with what seemed like a weapon in his hands.
Oh God. Someone's right out there. I think this place needs a little more me. What do I do? I couldn't tell what he was holding. Back here.
After this, for several minutes, Jared tries his best to find a way out of the building undetected. But the thing about this situation was that although he knew several exit points out of the building, he was unsure of which one to take and which one to avoid, as it was uncertain.
Oh shit.
What would their actions be if they didn't know about Jared's presence in the building?
Yeah.
Undetected, the outcome of it was disastrous.
Oh. Jeez. Oh, it's just me.
We got this.
Get over there now. Sit down. Put him on. Got it?
Okay.
Either I put him on or you can put him on. Take your pick.
I've never put on handcuffs before.
Just put them on each side of you. How's that? Put them in front of you. That way you can carry them in front, okay?
What's gonna happen?
What's gonna happen is the police is gonna come and then you take your name and they'll get you for criminal trespassing. It's nothing these days. A lot better than me shooting you, isn't it?
What?
Is that what I heard?
Yeah.
What'd you shoot at?
Shoot it. See people, I shoot at them. If they run, you shoot. There you go.
Yeah.
Be cool, nothing will happen, okay?
Alright.
I already shot one guy this way. The other one. It's alright. I'm not gonna shoot you. Don't you see? Something says a use of deadly force. What do you think that is?
I thought that was kids spray paint.
No, that's me telling you I'll shoot you. Nobody else is with you, right?
No, it's just me.
Okay, I think somebody.
Probably were with someone, and I know you shoot people. I forgot.
Okay. I just don't want, you know, take way you scare me, I'll shoot.
Although that did happen once.
That is 2B.
A man calls out to Jared from the bushes behind him,
And
and
this
as he
ash
steps
skin
out
is
into full
amazing,
view,
man. Look at the ash skin. That's 2B from Nier Automata.
This is your
And
champion.
with that,
I don't want to kill you, but you're in my way.
what an awesome skin, man. Nier Automata and Apex mashup.
it turns out that he was holding a shotgun. He walks up to Jared and immediately holds him hostage, ordering him to sit down and handcuffing him. As the man was dragging Jared to his car, it was hard to tell if he was in his right mind, given the things that he was uttering out his mouth about how he shoots people on sight, as if it were a child's play to him.
What you want to do is you throw your camera and your bag in the trunk, okay? I'll put my gun in there too. Alright? I'm getting a little ready to mark.
I want to see ash skin.
Jared later explains that he decided to stop recording as he was being taken away to the armed psycho's vehicle, where he called the cops on the YouTuber. The reason being that he didn't want the psycho to know that he was being recorded, or he might have freaked out at Jared, which would have only made things worse for him. Jared shared that it took the cops around an unsettling hour and a half to show up at their location, and as they did, an even more bizarre series of events started to unfold from that point. As the cops were talking to the two of them, they saw two kids headed towards the factory entrance, which was the same way Jared used to get into that place, looking at which the psychotic property owner looks at the cop right in the eye and tells him that he would shoot those kids if he finds them inside the factory. And unfortunately, that is exactly what happened. As Jared was being taken away by the cops for trespassing, he heard one of their radios going off, which was a report about two kids getting shot at the factory. Relievedly, the man had only loaded his shotgun with some non-lethal pellets that only gave the kids non-life-threatening injuries, for which they were treated at a nearby medical facility. After investigating the incident, authorities arrested the man, identifying him as Kent Thomas, who served only a 2-year probation for shooting at the children. And following the ordeal, Jared never set foot in the factory again, a place that had once been one of his favorite spots to explore. In central Ontario, Canada, there's a small community just south of Fort Elgin. Locals call it North Bruce, but many know it by a much more ominous name, the Devil's Elbow. According to John, an urban explorer who uploaded a video about the area, the eerie nickname comes from the fact that the cult high priest who once lived in a nearby mansion. Rumors spread that the priest performed dark rituals in his home, leading townsfolk to believe the property was haunted. Since then, the mansion has been abandoned, and to this day, no one seems willing to buy it or live there, largely due to its disturbing history and unsettling presence. John mentions that there have been some sporadic renovation efforts since the house was vacated, but as of the time he uploaded his video, the mansion was still very much abandoned. In 2019, John decided to explore the so-called occult mansion, alone and at night. But things didn't go as planned. Compared to other abandoned buildings, the mansion seemed to be except for the garage, which had clearly fallen apart over time. About 5 minutes into the exploration, John hears strange noises coming from upstairs. But as he climbs the staircase, the sounds stop completely.
I've been hearing stuff upstairs, but I'm hoping, and I mean this, I really hope that it's paranormal and not someone freaking in here. My keys are making noises. freaking somebody down there, dude. Come on, quit messing with me. I'm just trying to freaking... I'll leave. There's somebody else in here. Now I've got myself in a bad situation. Oh, jeez.
Then, while walking through the upper floor, the noises return, this time louder and more intense. At that point, John begins to suspect that someone might be in the house, possibly messing with him. He speaks up, calling out to whoever might be there and making it clear that he's only there to explore, not to bother anyone. But whoever's making the noise stays silent and hidden. For a few minutes, things quiet down. But then something terrifying happens.
Hello? Is there somebody here? I'm not here to bother or rob anything. I was just here exploring. I thought it was a band.
A man's voice suddenly screams out, threatening to kill John. Before he can even see who it is, John bolts out of the mansion and doesn't look back until he's a safe distance away. To this day, it's unknown who was inside the house, how long they'd been there, whether they had harmful intentions, or if they were just trying to scare him off. According to many viewers, it's unlikely that the person was another urban explorer. In the exploration community, there's an unspoken code. People typically help each other out and make an effort to keep dangerous or creepy places as safe as possible. If it was another explorer, shouting threats inside an abandoned house would be extremely unusual. That leaves one likely possibility. It may have been a homeless person who didn't want any visitors. But since John left before getting a clear look, we may never know for sure. Urbex Hill is one of the most popular urban exploration channels on YouTube, featuring raw footage from YouTuber Chris Hill's visits to some of the most extreme abandoned buildings in the US. From deserted mental hospitals to decommissioned military facilities, Chris explores it all. But he tends to focus on places that even the most daring urban explorers avoid. Especially not alone, and definitely not as fearlessly as Chris does. In January 2023, he uploaded footage from his visit to the now-abandoned Paul Revere Elementary School in Cleveland. After nearly a century of operation, the school was permanently closed in 2015 due to declining enrollment. Although there have reportedly been plans to convert the property into housing as of 2025, Paul Revere Elementary remains abandoned and in a severe state of disrepair. From the moment Chris arrives, it's clear the building hasn't been used in years. It's heavily damaged by the elements, vandals, and time itself. The lower floors are flooded, the walls are peeling, the structure seems unstable. Rust, debris, papers, and old books are scattered everywhere. Throughout the video, you can spot messages written in what appears to be fresh chalk on some of the whiteboards. Proof that others have recently been inside. This was actually Chris's second visit to the abandoned school. When he posted footage of his first visit back in March 2022, several viewers commented that they were once students or teachers there. They expressed how heartbreaking it was to see a once beloved school fall into such neglect. A little over 10 minutes into the exploration, strange rustling sounds and other odd noises can be heard coming from somewhere in the hallways.
Yeah, getting shot at. Bam goes the boozle. Opening fire. Enemy down. What is that? Enemy shooting. Hey now, another squad coming in. Took down another. Recharging shields. They'll kill you.
As Chris turns a corner, another flashlight can be seen shining down the corridor. It seems to be a explorer or a squatter. But at 1 a.m. in an abandoned building, it's best not to take any chances, especially when you don't know who else is there. Chris quietly decides to back away and head in the opposite direction to avoid any confrontation. He then explores the library. While checking out a bathroom on the top floor, he has another unsettling encounter. far end of the room, a human-like silhouette stands completely still. After the initial shock wears off, Chris draws his gun and cautiously re-enters to confront whoever it is.
Hello?
That looks like a video game, man. What the hell? The white blocks look so fake.
Toy. Oh my god, that scared the out of me.
Only to discover it's actually a creepy mannequin someone had placed there, likely to scare off intruders. What makes the moment even eerier is that the mannequin falls forward just as Chris notices it. It's hard to say how long it had been standing there, but it likely fell from the vibrations of sound bouncing off the walls. Most people would have left immediately after an experience like that, but Chris kept exploring, apparently unfazed. Not before clearing the rest of the bathroom, though. Some of the rooms are still filled with usable books, whiteboards, and supplies. Items that could have easily been donated to another school before the place was shut down. But no one seemed to care enough to make that happen. Around the 30-minute mark, Chris climbs up to the roof, an incredibly risky move. Even if you're not worried about being caught by the police, there's still the very real danger of the roof collapsing, especially given the building's condition. Thankfully, he manages to climb down safely, but right then, another strange sound is heard from the far end of a hallway.
The safe is still here. I wonder what's in it.
Oh.
While exploring one of the rooms, a haunting howl echoes in the distance. As Chris raises his camera, you can clearly see a shadow moving behind a door at the far end of the room. At this point, it's obvious he's not alone in the building, and now, he might actually be getting stalked. Once again, Chris draws his gun and prepares for a confrontation, but finds no one in any of the nearby rooms. At this point, he admits he's ready to call it a night and decides to head home, but not before one last unsettling
We'll
moment.
get along beautifully. Just don't touch my things.
Baapre, dude, side me पण same distance. Oh shit.
Last time I explored.
Introducing your champion.
Hello? Hello? Lights.
What do we have here? It's a battle.
Down these stairs.
As he tries to find his way out of the school, the sound of footsteps can be clearly heard on the staircase above him. Chris runs up, calling out to see if anyone responds, but there's only silence. Fortunately, he makes it out safely and continues to upload videos of his explorations frequently. Make sure to comment your thoughts down below. I'll reply to each comment and pin the best one. Also, make sure to like and subscribe for more such content. I'll see you in my next video. Until then, stay spooky.
First blood. First blood already. That's what happens when you get too excited. Round one. Beginning.
Energy ammo here.
Target there.
Looks like we're ahead of the game. Ring's coming in a minute, but it's close.
Firing. Cracked an enemy shield.
Buster, over there.
Reloading.
Go there. Target over there.
Shots on me. See my shit.
Tossing jump. We've got 30 seconds to get to the next ring. Give me a second.
No ammo, no ammo.
Reloading. 10 seconds until the ring closes. Grab what you need and let's go. Reloading.
Oh fuck. Run, 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 run.
Recharging my shield. Healing. I've sharpened my claws. And they're healing. Someone's getting revived over there. There's an enemy here. They're healing. I don't. Enemy here.
We gotta talk. Eventually.
Give my shield a recharge.
Here we go.
Quick, here. You'll be alright. I gotcha. I should recharge my shields. Can't be underdressed. Recharging my shields.
Run, run, run. I don't want to fight. Got no more. Run, run, run.
Light arsenal here. Ah, an enhanced weapon. You'll knock them dead.
Weapon enhanced. Ain't that pretty?
How about we reposition over there? Let's camp out over here. Smoke's going over there.
Half the squads are down. There's a fool killed every minute. Guess the champion couldn't keep up.
New kill leader. Sides of battle have changed.
Long wait. Don't mind if I do. Hell of a time to go shopping. Beautiful. We have
Taking a knee. Patching up. Give my shields a recharge. Got some extra supplies here. You're welcome.
Goring, goring.
Heads up. Ring's closing in 1.
"45 seconds until the ring closes. We've got time, but not much. Jump drive in position.
Rings close.
Backpack here. Ooh, it's gold. Like every girl's best friend. And beauty takes time. We've got 10 seconds. I hate to say it, but looting time's over. Zipline here. Time's up, and we're not in the ring. Move, now. Jump drive in position.
Attention, delivering care package. Business get early. Care package.
Spotted a weapon supply bin over there.
Got my weapon in hands with some good old handiwork.
Enemy over here.
Already on my mark. Fire through the fellas here.
Enemy killed. I see an enemy. I have eyes on the enemy.
Eyes up. Incoming replicator.
Go ring, go ring, go ring.
Jump drive. We've got a minute until the ring closes. If you want it, bag it.
Let's reposition there.
You sit close to the ring and it collapses onto the sweeper.
Jump drive in position. We've got 30 seconds to be somewhere else. Cooked. I'm crafting.
Recharge.
Hell, bro.
Not used to taking bodies off the ground.
It's pistol. What pistol did I use, bro? Is RE45 pistol? With 10 legendary items, 10 legendary items.
On the night of January 19th, 2019, an Uber driver named Albert Castro picked up a passenger from a bar in Citrus Heights, California. This passenger was 32-year-old Chu Vang. He'd been partying at this bar for many hours and was completely intoxicated. However, picking up inebriated passengers from bars was part of Albert's daily routine, so he didn't think much of it. What he didn't know at that time was that picking up Chu would soon put his life in grave danger. Fortunately, he captured the whole incident on his dash cam. Things started off fairly normal, with Chu sitting in the front seat and trying to strike up a conversation with Albert while in his drunken state. But then, out of nowhere, he started freaking out and saying things like, "You're gonna crash." Albert tried to calm things down and reassured him that he was not gonna crash. What Albert didn't realize, however, was that Chu wasn't fearing for his own safety. Instead, he was making a threat. Because just a few seconds later, he did this.
Yo, what time is it, man?
Is your champion.
He grabbed the steering wheel and turned it in his direction, sending the car
Okay,
swerving
1.5
across two
hours
different
left.
lanes while
Damn.
going 65 miles per hour down the Business 80 highway.
I don't
It
know
was
if
a
I can
miracle they
do it,
managed to
guys.
avoid hitting any other cars.
5 battle passes.
Thankfully, Albert was able to react quickly and remove his hands from the steering wheel before he put them in any more danger. But just when he thought the situation was under control, Chu made another attempt, this time lunging at the steering wheel with his whole body.
My god.
Back road,
People are scary, man.
back road. Yeah, where we at? You gotta let go of my hand, bro. Think so. Where we at? We're heading downtown. We're going to South Side. Man. You gotta let go, man.
It took everything Albert had in him to keep Chu from causing a potentially fatal crash. While Chu passed out and stopped fighting for a few seconds, it wasn't long before he was trying to reach for the steering wheel again.
Does this enhanced weapon make me look scarier? I bet it does.
Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy.
Fortunately, by this point they were already stopped, albeit in the middle of the road. But what made this situation even more disturbing was Chu's complete lack of awareness and concern for what he just did. He's even heard saying the words, "We're going to die," like it's nothing. After catching his breath for a short while, Albert finally managed to call the police and explain his situation.
Damn, I'm in the middle of the freeway. I have a drunk Uber passenger grabbing my steering wheel. We're just south of 99 and 50.
Chu was arrested and later tried for trying to take control of the state vehicle while under the influence. Now, reports on the conviction he received, as it's a pretty niche case without much of any news coverage. But given the video evidence clearly showing him committing the crime, he will never be allowed to drive again. Still, it's disturbing to think about what could have happened if Albert didn't have the reaction time to stop Chu before he managed to crash the car.
For VIPs,
On February 10, 2022, 38-year-old Uber driver Christina Spakuza picked up a man wearing a ski mask from the small town of Pitcairn, Pennsylvania.
it's your lucky day. I got you.
Hi, this is Naya.
It's your lucky day. I got you.
The weather was quite cold, so she didn't find the mask suspicious. But the complete disregard for her questions, or at the very most, a murmured response, was unusual. Though she continued as usual and began driving to the requested location, not knowing that things would turn bad very quickly. As they were about to reach the destination, the passenger made an odd move and shifted into the middle back seat. To Christina, it seemed like he was just trying to get a better view of the surroundings so he could point out the drop-off location. And sure enough, that's exactly what he did. He told her to stop in a secluded wooded area just before Monroeville, Pennsylvania. And just as she tried to move over, he did something Christina could have never expected. I can't show the visual. In fact, that's
Stop! Why are you doing that? Why are you doing
A few seconds later, he grabbed her phone so she couldn't call for help. He also noticed and disabled the dash cam that had captured everything to this point. Tragically, this also marked the last time Christina was seen alive. Her family reported her as missing when she failed to return home that night, prompting an immediate search and rescue effort to locate her. And after 2 days of searching, Christina's body was discovered face down in the woods near Monroeville, with a bullet wound to the back of her head. After further investigation, authorities also found her car, which was somehow back in Pitcairn. Fortunately, this discovery allowed investigators to recover the dashcam footage, as well as dust from the passenger's fingerprints. Combined with the information from Uber about who booked the ride, these clues led investigators to identify and arrest the suspect 5 days later, on February 17th. This turned out to be a 25-year-old man named Calvin Crew. Calvin denied the allegations and refused to talk about his motives. But the records from Christina's phone showed that he tried to access her banking apps multiple times, after he'd already shot her in the head. Put simply, this was a robbery gone horribly wrong. He stood in front of a jury in February 2025 and was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole for this cold-hearted crime. On the 17th of March 2014, a passenger at around midnight from a sketchy area in Chicago. However, what should have been an ordinary ride like any other turned into something that'll likely stick with him for the rest of his life. It began almost the moment the passenger got into the car, as she made a bizarre statement that left John confused. But before he had the chance to fully process what was going on,
Let's just say a little birdie.
Yo, what's happening in this dash cam? Car cam.
What's that?
Completed.
What?
LMG, almost. Two more extended supply bins.
as soon as John started driving,
Damage.
someone actually opened fire and shot at the car. John stepped on the gas and didn't ease up, running a stop sign and hitting multiple speed bumps. The shooter turned out to be the ex-boyfriend of the girl John had picked up. He was even briefly caught on the dash cam, seen running after John's car as it drove away. Fortunately, the shots missed the vehicle and both John and the passenger were completely unharmed, at least physically. According to an interview he did later, this incident left John completely traumatized, as he'd never experienced anything this terrifying in his over 12,000 Uber rides. After the footage was featured in the news and it started gaining more attention, people came together and raised nearly $800 to help John pay for psychological counseling. On the night of September 15th, 2018, an Uber driver was completing a ride in Long Island, New York, when, out of nowhere, he was intercepted by another car driving dangerously close and trying to cut him off.
So I'm going to the right?
No, go straight this way.
I don't think you trust.
Okay.
Mm.
Now what do I do?
Go to the top of the hill and you'll see a light. Take a right.
Okay.
Whoa. What's going on there? Oh my goodness. That was
That was a little weird.
The other driver then pulled ahead of the Uber and blocked the road with his car. He then jumped out, approached the Uber, and started banging on the car's window.
What's that?
Need something? I'm sure we can come to an
Just
agreement.
go. Just go. Go around. Go around him. Oh my god.
This was an extremely dangerous situation. The other driver was angry and could have potentially
My
hit
god,
him
look
with
at
an
these
Uber.
people and their
And all three people in the
animation.
Uber could have easily lost their lives to what looked like either road rage or an attempted robbery. Fortunately, the Uber driver made the right decision and kept his car locked. But when he tried to leave without getting into a fight, the other driver got back into his car and started chasing them.
Come on, tell them we're being chased. Hi, I'm in an Uber car and we're being chased by another car threatening the driver. I'm the jump master. We're on Friday.
And he's pursuing us right now.
He's pursuing us right now. He's chasing us in the car. white car.
They were also approaching a red light, which made them panic even more, fearing that stopping would give the other driver a chance to get out and threaten them again.
Light. Now we're coming up to a light up here because
We're gonna have to go through it.
we're gonna have to go through it. Guys, he jumped out of the car. We're in a Tesla.
But then something incredibly lucky happened that none of them saw coming. Not only did the light turn green as soon as they approached it, they also found a cop car that was already patrolling the area.
No, we had a passenger. This was a gentleman who stopped us and tried to have a fight with me, and he started pursuing us.
He jumped out of the car.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that
Yeah,
guy.
that's him. That's him.
That's him.
Don't go anywhere.
That's him.
Stay here.
The cop managed to pull him over, allowing the Uber to drive away safely. And according to the video's description on YouTube, the driver was later arrested for driving while intoxicated. It's still unclear what the driver's intentions were or what would have happened if the police car hadn't been there when it was. On the 22nd of March 2020, an Uber driver picked up his passenger in Washington, D.C. and was looking for the right time to merge into traffic, when a random man suddenly opened the front passenger door and got into the car.
Good day, Ben.
Okay.
Hey.
Can I help you? Get out. What? I don't have any money.
Stop handing me that right now.
I don't have cash. You're dead to the world, bro.
I
don't have it.
Give me your wallet. Right now. Give it to me.
He began threatening the driver with a gun, asking for his wallet. Most people in this situation would likely panic and hand over whatever the robber demands, which is the right thing to do in most cases. After all it takes is one wrong move for someone to lose their life or threaten with a gun. However, not only did the Uber driver that turned out to be ex-military keep his cool, he also did something that no one else should. He called the robber's bluff.
Right now. Give it to me on this spot. Bro, stop.
You gonna shoot me? Get out of here. You don't want to get shot. Come on, man. No.
Bro, stop playing me for I hate you, bro.
What? What did he say? Oh, fuck.
Got it my camera, too.
Not gonna lie, I'm super grateful for you right now.
Well, ex-military.
Yeah, I mean,
Before things could escalate any further, he stepped on the gas, forcing the robber to quickly step out. His actions may have been as they say, he and his passenger from losing everything. Unfortunately, there doesn't seem to be any follow-up information available in this case. Hopefully, the robber was identified and taken into custody before he attempted to prevent more people.
enemy over there. Let's move this way.
Someone's been there. Keep getting better. I think another team has been here. Might still be.
I see someone over there.
Go ahead.
Legendary items. I want legendary items.
Optics here. Sniper.
Boomer.
My weapon is cooler now because it's enhanced.
A champion, pal. Salamat po, whoever did that. I can hear opponents far off. Like a bunch of DJs. Lively and
Optics
loud.
here. Mid-range.
Ah.
Hostile spotted.
Jump drive set.
Frag out. Throwing an arc star. Recharging my shields. 1 sec. I am taking fire. Shields a recharge.
Reloading.
Broke that enemy shield. Throwing an arc star.
Aye, and that was live. Everyone saw that.
Survey beacon over there. Thanks.
Thanks, beautiful.
Care package. Check out that way, friends. Enemy over there. Fire. Broke that enemy shield. Reloading. Reloading. Opponent far. Over there. Contact with target.
Jump drive set.
Cracked an enemy shield. Reloading.
Reloading.
Taking fire, friends.
Oh, that god. No, I don't care. No, I don't care. Jeez, look at her.
Ian on YouTube is a channel run by 30-year-old Ian who's been posting on the platform for the better part of a decade. His content covers everything from day-in-the-life work vlogs to different adventures after hours. And while most of it is nothing more than fun, one particular encounter left him shaken to his core. On January 18th, 2024, Ian posted a video going over the disturbing experience he had while stealth camping in a McDonald's parking lot in Palm Springs, California. Stealth camping, for those who don't know, is when someone spends the night in a vehicle or tent in an area not officially designated for camping, usually while trying to avoid detection. It's often done out of necessity, curiosity, or simply for the thrill of it. And though it can be harmless, it also means the camper is completely exposed and vulnerable to whatever or whoever might be lurking nearby. This is exactly what happened with Ian on the 16th of January 2024. He'd been stealth camping for quite some time by that point, and had spent nights in much harsher conditions, like during heavy rain or in a sandstorm. So, staying overnight in a McDonald's parking lot seemed like nothing to him. Unfortunately, he couldn't have been more wrong. After setting everything up, he went to lie down in the back of his car. But just as he was about to fall asleep, he was interrupted by the sound of someone repeatedly trying to open his car's door. He immediately got up to see who it was, and this is what he came across.
What's going on, man? What's going on? What's up? What's up, man? What's going on?
There was a man standing outside the passenger. What made the encounter even more unsettling was that the man never said a word, even as Ian repeatedly called out to him, trying to get some kind of explanation for what it is.
Only once have I failed to kill a target.
What's up? What you doing, man? Weird, bro.
Despite his panic, however, he made the wise decision to stay locked within his car and quickly drive to a more hidden spot in the lot. But that wasn't enough, because just a few minutes later, Ian spotted the same man walking around the parking lot, possibly trying to locate his car. Fearing for his safety, he drove to a completely different location and managed to sleep through the rest of the night without any incident. Still, the question remained, who was this man and what exactly was he trying to do? Ian never made a follow-up or shared any more info regarding the encounter in the video's description, so we can only speculate on what happened that night. Now, it's entirely possible that he was just a harmless, mentally ill person who wasn't fully conscious of what he was doing. This could explain why he didn't answer when Ian called out to him and just calmly walked away without a word. However, a far more likely explanation is that the act of trying to break into Ian's car was completely intentional, and when he was caught, he just acted confused and harmless to seem less threatening. Perhaps he really thought the car was empty and was trying to steal it. Or maybe he knew Ian was inside and had intentions to rob him, or something far more sinister. His strange behavior also suggested that he might have been under the influence of some kind of drugs, which would have made him even more unstable and, by extension, more dangerous. Fortunately, Ian managed to drive away unscathed before he could find out the man's true intentions. On February 11th, 2024, stealth camping YouTuber Brendan Explores posted a video of him spending a night in the small village of Jaywick, England. The thing about Jaywick, however, is that it's been named as the most deprived town in all of England.
What?
The combination of high unemployment
Jaywick.
and poor living conditions has pushed many of its residents to a life of crime. Brendan, however, wanted to see the village firsthand to decide whether it was truly as bad as the media made it out to be. His first impressions of the place were quite good, with him admiring the natural landscape surrounding the village. What he didn't realize at the time was that this lighthearted escape to the countryside would soon spiral into complete disaster. It began with him driving through the town and searching for a discreet spot to park his van so he could settle in before it got dark. He eventually found a parking lot that looked promising and decided to make it his home for the night. But it didn't take long for him to start noticing a series of red flags in the area, like people riding around with gangster rap blaring from a speaker. And a group of street racers speeding down the road right in front of the parking lot.
I got you. Let's start that way.
As the evening approached, he was also left alone in the parking lot, making him a prime target for any would-be robber. So, after thinking about it for a few minutes, he thought it would be best to leave the parking lot and find a more secluded spot for camping. He eventually went down a dirt trail and parked in the middle of nowhere, without any houses or major roads nearby. This turned out to be the worst decision Brendan could have made in that situation, because at around 2:30 a.m., about 4 hours after he went to sleep, he was woken up by the sound of someone running from his van.
Attention. First blood. Someone was fast to the fight and snagged first blood.
An enhanced weapon. Activating jump drive.
This person then tried to open the van's sliding door. But before Brendan even had a chance to fully understand his predicament, this happened.
Throwing jump drive.
Hey! Either got my weapon in hand with some good old extra supplies.
Evo harvesters are now available.
Whoever this person was shattered the passenger side window before running away when Brendan started shouting. In the video's description, Brendan speculated that this person was likely trying to steal the refrigerator he had on the passenger seat. While this might not be entirely accurate, there's still some truth behind it. Judging by the fact that the intruder fled the moment they heard Brendan, it's likely they were simply looking to steal something, nothing more. As for how they managed to find his van in the middle of nowhere, it's entirely possible that they stalked him from when he was in town. However, given these circumstances, the situation could have turned out a lot worse. As one comment under the video pointed out, when you said you had found the perfect quiet spot after driving away from town and down a quiet pitch-black lane in the middle of nowhere with nobody else around for miles, at that point I was absolutely terrified. How on earth you managed to go to sleep to begin with amazes me. A few blokes with their hoods pulled down and armed, and you wouldn't have stood a chance. While nothing truly tragic occurred, the experience was terrifying enough to rattle Brendan. Instead of staying the night, he drove through the darkness until daybreak just to make it back home, which was ultimately the right call. He's still making stealth camping videos, but now he's far more cautious about where he parks, especially when it comes to remote or isolated spots.
Ooh, I feel good.
In March
about
of
this care
2025,
package.
a camping
Shall we?
YouTuber named Daniel Mark Brown planned a stealth camping trip in the woodlands surrounding Oswestry, England. His plan was simple: travel alongside one of the many hiking trails in the area and then go off-trail to find a good stealth spot. And this worked better than he expected, finding the perfectly hidden camping area in no time. After setting down his supplies, Daniel went to the nearby river to cook a meal before heading back to the spot he'd found earlier. By the time he came back, it was already starting to get dark, and the trail was starting to empty out, giving Daniel the peace of mind to wind down and call it a night. However, what happened next made him realize the true danger he was in. After laying out his sleeping bag, settling down, and finally falling asleep, 90 minutes had passed when he was suddenly jolted awake.
100% peace. Right, I'm trying to keep calm and keep it calm.
Daniel was woken up by the cracking of branches, followed by the light from the flashlight. He eventually found the courage to unzip his sleeping bag to see who was out there. By this point, he couldn't think of anything else to do but call out to the person who was now aiming the flashlight at him. But instead of getting a reply of any kind, the person just turned around and disappeared into the woods, never to be seen again.
haven't seen a single light now for maybe 5 minutes. I don't even. I've been just trying to keep as calm as possible.
Charging on my teammate.
But somewhere in that area.
Recharging my shields.
I forget. Let's just go.
This experience startled him enough to quickly check his phone area. However, if the person with the flashlight had his intent, leaving the campsite wasn't going to be an easy task. The way they refused to respond to Daniel's hello was unsettling enough. But how they silently turned off their light and disappeared into the woods suggested they might have been waiting to ambush him to rob him, or possibly worse. That being said, it's entirely possible that mysterious as for why they didn't reply to Daniel, it's possible they were just as scared as he was after hearing a hello they were trying to sneak up on Daniel for some sinister reason, only turning around once they realized they'd been spotted. Whatever the case may be, Daniel made it out of the woods safely without encountering the same person again.
Eyes open, grenade. Reinforcing my
Ellie and Graham are an elderly duo from the UK who travel around the country recording Birdman while vlogging about their adventures. In November of 2022, they were on one of their trips when they had emergency travel back home. However, they were too far away to make it back in the morning. After searching online, they found a stealth camping spot on the outskirts of a town called Montreal. It was a fairly small car park, but the couple was in a hurry, so they didn't have any other choice but to camp there for the night, hoping to get back on the road the next morning. What they didn't expect, however, was that this would spiral into the most terrifying experience of their entire camping journey. By the time they got to this location, it was already dark out. They parked their van and settled in for the night, going to sleep at 6 p.m. But then at 1 a.m., both of them woke to the sound of loud music blaring from the car. However, the music stopped soon after, so they brushed it off and began settling back into their bed. That's when they both heard a disturbing bang coming from their own van. It was loud enough that they thought a tree had fallen on them. They quickly rushed outside to see what had happened. This was a shocking sight. After some investigation, the windshield was cracked, the passenger side window was completely shattered, and the van had a massive dent behind the sliding door. More than the physical damage to the van was the psychological impact on Ellie and Graham, who were now absolutely terrified. It's also possible that this could have been a trap designed to lure them out of the safety of their locked van. However, even after hours had passed, no one approached the couple and attempted to break in or made any kind of move toward them. But instead of breaking cover, this only made the two even more unsettled. They were just attacked with multiple breaks, yet they had no idea who did it and why.
Top 5
After talking
punish.
to the family from another camper van that was
That's
parked
gonna be
nearby,
like that
they
for
learned that the
them as well.
attacker came in a car, as the other family heard tire screeches after the attack. Ellie and Graham also figured that this was a group effort, because despite the multiple bricks, there was only one collision sound. In other words, there were at least 3 suspects who threw bricks at the same time. Why would anyone attack an elderly couple out of nowhere and then leave without gaining anything from it? Maybe they just wanted to scare off campers for whatever reason. But if that were the case, why was the other van spared completely? Unfortunately, there's really no clues to help answer these questions. No faces were seen, no voices were heard, and no clear motive ever emerged, leaving the entire incident a complete mystery. And while Ellie and Graham were too scared to ever go stealth camping again after this incident, it seems by now they've since made a complete recovery and are back on the road again. On the 15th of July 2022, YouTuber The Abandoned Camper uploaded a video of her stealth camping in an abandoned cemetery from the 1800s. Things started off quite normal as she found a clearing hidden in the thick foliage and began unpacking her camping gear. After setting up camp, she decided to explore the cemetery to pass the time until nightfall. And that's when things started to take a strange turn. As she was filming the gravestones, she began to hear what sounded like a bunch of kids screaming.
Got my weapon in hand. Let's do this.
She assumed she was alone in the cemetery. However, she could see. As she was going back to her camp, she saw a group of kids in the distance who likely knew about her presence.
So we can't tell.
My ammo is low. I should loot some more soon.
Right now,
Nice choice. You got good taste. Beleza. Another beautiful piece.
and I'm wondering how active this place actually is. Do people come here at night? Kind of party in the forest?
The ring is near.
Evo
45 seconds remain.
Ruined it. Ruined it. I shouldn't say that. The dog barking, I didn't want to disturb anybody, especially since I'm not supposed to be here. So,
30 seconds. Ring
I
close.
wish I could warn tomorrow morning. And because there seems to be still a lot of stuff here. I think they know I'm here. That's not good.
At this point, she was pretty certain that the kids knew about her and were just messing with her. However, she still kept her camera rolling just in case, and even made sure that she wasn't followed back to the campsite.
I'm gonna keep this recording. Just in case.
You're outside the ring. Get going.
And find out what they're doing if they're actually watching me
New
or
kill.
not.
Interesting.
I just don't want them to see where I'm going.
Beauty takes time.
Care package being delivered.
Once back at her stealth campsite, she started a small fire to cover. Unfortunately, this turned out to be a huge mistake. Because shortly after starting the fire, she started hearing the sound of people talking and walking toward her in the forest.
Touched down over there.
You're welcome.
Like I said in my last video, I do not like being around people in the middle.
What is this ASMR voice that is talking?
Especially when it's dark.
What? How is this so fast?
And we likely won't ever know, as she made the wise decision to avoid any risk by packing up her things and quickly leaving the cemetery, making sure to remain as quiet as possible.
Grenade out. Recharging my shield. Come see the merchandise. Mama's got you now. Enemy right here.
Oh shit!
Taking damage. Tossing an arc.
shields are recharged.
Staring through reality. Half of the squads have been appropriately eliminated.
Ooh, we have a new
Move back now.
Mysterious.
Remember who hooked you up? I've got your back. You are coming home with me tonight.
Got a replicator coming down.
Going on. Going on.
And patience.
This weapon, that location interests me. Target acquired. There. Shot connected. Reloading.
Bad. Enemy far off. I'm spotted, taking fire. Broke their shield now. Got my halo here. Come heal in the shield. Recharge.
Recharging my shields.
No! Watch out! Watch out!
Yeah, did you see that? Shouting like an idiot.
I'm at max level. Of course, I only deserve the best. I've chosen an upgrade.
Come on, man, just one squad down. Just one squad needs to be downed.
Superior positioning. Moving here. Follow me.
Careful, don't drive in position.
Dog's coming.
I'm under fire. Enemy shield cracked. They've caught like a rat in a trap. Enemy killed. I'm the kill leader. I expect you to follow my example.
Reloading. Mama's got you now.
Recharging my
A second squad. Adjust your strategy. Enemy shield cracked. Reloading. I've been downed. Move this way.
Just one squad needs to die, man.
Moving here.
I'm spotted, taking fire.
Target over there.
Attention. Loot bins have
Some of us
been
aren't in the ring.
restocked.
Grab what you can and move.
Just giving my shields a recharge. Go to replicator, coming down. Nope, you're coming with me.
Recharging my shields.
Reloading. Cut down an enemy.
Listen up, I'm getting shot at. Just a scare. Recharging my shields.
One less enemy.
Getting job drive.
Care package there.
Watch out, enemy there. Reloading.
You're coming with me. Got another squad.
Squad, adjust your strategy. Repairing damage. Some perfect allowing themselves to be caught. In progress. We're already in the ring. Now, wait.
Ooh, I feel good about this care package. Shall we? Nice. Let's go there. Eyes on the prize. I'm watching that spot.
Enemy shield cracked.
Just giving my shields a recharge.
Cut down an enemy. One less enemy. Shooting.
Oh yeah.
Squad.
Enemy down. I still need you. Another squad down. We made it to the top. It's your lucky day.
Let's go, bro.
Just giving my shields a recharge.
Hold on, I need to heal.
Caught with no way out. I shot an enemy's shield. Cut down an enemy. I'm under fire. Enemy shield cracked. Reloading. Shields are depleted. Recharging.
Let's go that way. Fair one. We're on its side.
Reloading. I'm under fire. Not so fast. Time to mine.
What?
Incoming stinger. Tearing away.
Hey, Doc, come on back.
5 seconds and a nearby ring. We strategized effectively. Enemy at that location.
Taking fire. Recharging shields.
Enemy shield cracked. Under fire. Throwing frag. Frag out. Reloading. Caught. Like a rat in a trap. 10 seconds until the ring closes. Enemy shields are depleted. Recharging.
Reloading.
Grenade. Sending an arc star.
I did this.
That was good, bro. That was good. Ah, let me leave. Okay. Oh, look at this guy. I got 5 kills, bro. Let me see quickly. I hope I'm not too late. I hope I completed the entire battle pass. Yay! I did it! I completed the whole yes, bitch! Come on, let's go! Let's go! I completed the whole thing, man. Finally. Oh, like literally, let's check this out. How, see, it's like 40 minutes. 40 minutes remaining and I completed the pass. Oh, I'm just going to take in the victory, man. Small victories, bro. It's the little things. Come on, let's go, bro. Let's go. Oh, I think I'm going to end the stream. End it.